Oh, hi guys. I hope this is working right. I think so. Okay. All right, let's get to it. I kind of went a little overboard on putting together stuff for the stream because I want to start doing these more. So, it might be a little bit of a shorter, condensed stream today. But I still want to get a little bit of inking done and a little bit of Bloodborne done. All prepped up. Ooh. Weird. Trying to get an action set up. But it's not working. Oh well. Let's just get to drawing. Who is this? I'm digging this. Darkest Hour. Ah, okay. I think I remember hearing these guys like 10 years ago and being like, oh, they're too hard. They're too hard for me. Now they're right on my alley. Be back in a moment. change my music. Okay. Well, hey Keith, how's it going, dude? What's new? Oh, cool. What are you animating in? Flash or Toon Boom Spine? How's the audio, by the way? You're the first person to be on, so I'm going to use you as my guinea pig. Does everything sound okay? Oh, nice, man. Hey, Photoshop gets it done, right? It has enough to get it done. Okay, good. Do you mean sounds fine as like, sounds fine, girl? Or like, just sounds fine as in pretty basic? Oh, okay, I got you. That's the studio that's doing, they did Skullgirls and they're doing that new game, right? Oh man, I can't remember the name of it. Where the hell's my image? Uh, Okay. I guess it works. Weird. Oh, wow. If you ever get a chance, let me turn down this really quick. If you ever get a chance to show that stuff after, like NDA and it's out, I'd love to see that kind of process. That sounds really cool. That game looks fantastic, by the way. Cool. Oh, we got a tangent going on here, baby. Oh, sweet. I look forward to it, man. Tag me in that so I see it. Sometimes there's little things in there that are cool. Let me get this coming out of my mouth. So when I was at Fan Expo over the weekend, I was just kind of working on this piece over the con, and I wanted to kind of do it up. I was pretty happy with it and thought it would look nice, all cleaned up digitally with some color. I like doing lately. I've been doing original art in a sketchbook and then also doing it digitally. It kind of fulfills the two needs of my creative brain. There's something about doing it on paper and allowing for mistakes that I like. I get a lot looser. It becomes a little bit more pure. Not saying that doing it digitally isn't pure. It's just I can kind of work on perfecting the design a little bit better in my mind. So in that regard, that kind of helps me grow better at tightening stuff up. Let's have a look at what we got here. So these are all these fantasy characters I've kind of been working on. I should probably rename this file. Let's see. Yeah, so these are kind of all these little characters I've been working on over the past, I don't know, it's almost been a year now. Just doing them up in my free time, on lunch, at work, at home, in my sketchbooks, whatever. So yeah, it's kind of fun to build a little world in my head of monsters and creatures it's like doing pre-production concept art, Scanner, huh? Yeah, I mean, I don't even use a scanner now. I just take a picture and transfer it digitally. Yeah. I've been thinking of getting back into doing original line work for comics and stuff soon. But even then, I almost think I would just do it digitally, print it out, and ink it by hand. And yeah, I don't know. I like doing both. Part of me likes having the original art, even if it's digital, something I've done digitally. I'd want to do it by hand just to have the original. Like this. I mean, this is when I don't have anything to do, any huge deadlines or crazy things going on in life. But blah. Yeah, I wouldn't mind printing this out and inking it on a nice 12 by 18 piece of paper and giving it a little bit of love, just kind of get away from the computer, use this as a form of therapy, It's kind of like how people do those adult coloring books. I guess I find it the same way, just with my own work, and it kind of helps also me develop my lines a little bit better. Kind of hone my style a little tighter, at least as I'd like it to be. It's always kind of a process trying to get to what I see on my brain and what's on paper. Yeah, the phone camera, like, it's amazing. I love it. Um, I'm almost thinking it would be good enough if I could properly set it up, like get a setup, maybe construct it out of some PVC pipe or whatever, make a little rig myself. I could transform it into a pretty high-end scanner with some proper lighting conditions and stuff. That sounds ridiculous because it's like, Shane, just go buy a fucking scanner. But I like doing these little things, these little projects. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. What about the scanners? I haven't looked into scanners much lately, but don't they have those portable scanners where you can just feed a piece of paper through? Maybe they make those. I mean, maybe for a sketchbook that's not going to work in that case, right? But for large pieces of paper. Otherwise, yeah, I would just say go with getting a nice photo. Oh yeah. Yeah, I feel that it's a different process. Yeah, it just feels a lot different. Like you get a different result compared to doing something on paper to doing something on PC. At least I don't know. I find that with my style, it's a little bit I don't know raw or just different. I don't know if that's all on a similar wavelength that you're feeling. Got this motherfucking Arthur fist right here. He's so mad, look how mad he is. For this piece particularly, I was referencing a lot of Jake Parker. Um, just how he handles the negative space with his technical stuff. He uses a lot of really nice shapes that make it look a lot more technical and complicated than it actually is. A really good trick at fooling the eye. Just by quite a bit of variation mixed up. Kind of something I want to try to inject into my own work. Just because I feel like my own technical stuff's always, I don't know. It doesn't have that industrial or engineered look like feel. It's a little bit too clean, doesn't feel like it would exist. So I started studying him. He's a really good, talented artist. Yeah, that friction that you don't get with the tablet, just the way it glides, it's not as satisfying. It's not as cathartic, probably, as hyperbolic, but I don't know. Yeah, it's more soulful. Oh, thanks, man. I've been really invigorated lately. I don't know why. Um, yeah, just a total bug up my ass, I guess. I've been in a big slump over the past couple of years, just not feeling motivated, trying to feel motivated and not. And now it's like I can't do anything but think about projects and what I want to do next and stuff. And I just absolutely forgot what that felt like. It's been absolutely amazing. When you forgot what it feels like to be hungry and then you find it again, it's something. It's really taking me back to being a kid first starting out online, you know? Like back on the Ginger Box days. I was a little shit, but I was hungry. But now I just feel like I'm a much better person than I was back then. I'm not as much of an asshole. So it's like I can harness it better and be more responsible with it. I know I'm rambling, but whatever. It's late at night. Everybody's going to bed. I'm gonna talk to myself. Oh man, the bass line in this song is so good. Yeah, dude, it's I don't know the correct way to manufacture it, you know? It's like processes everybody has to kind of go through themselves. I feel like I've just kind of been at a point where I've been feeling not creatively satisfied in life and not knowing what I want next. I mean, I got into games and I was like, cool, I did it. It was one of my goals in life was to get into games, and I'm doing it. And I was like, okay, what's next? And that just kind of hit me for a few years, right? Not knowing, like, oh man, what do I want to do? Do I want to focus on my stuff, or focus on this or that? And maybe I'll just go play some games and chill out. And yeah, it's not always good. Just getting excited about art again is been a big benefit. Just spending time going to Instagram and really admiring what people are doing and what people are putting out there. It's an amazing source for inspiration right at your fingertips. It's like an artist's Twitter, but I feel like there's a lot less fucking drama on it. Yeah. A lot of it, I mean, it got to a point where I was just like, okay. Um, I mean, I was having, I would say, a serious gaming addiction problem, and I was just kind of using that as an escape. And then it just got to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm not touching games for like a few days. And I kind of broke away from it and just started putting that energy into drawing, and then it was like, just riding a bike again. It was like, holy shit. Oh yeah, that's right. This feels good when I do this. Now I'm just trying to be more responsible with my vices, trying not to let them get out of hand, and maintaining focus. Like, I'm going to play some Bloodborne tonight, but I'm also going to use it to do research as well, so I'm kind of like killing two birds with one stone. I don't really want to kill any birds, but I guess you have to with that saying, so that's where we're at in life, Yeah, I'd love to see more of your work, though, Keith. I've really been liking where your style has been going over the past few years. Where are you based in now? Are you still in the Chicago area? Or I didn't know if you moved. Oh, my stomach's grumbling. I did not mean to drink that root beer. Should not have caffeine. Oh, nice, man. I think I remember you talking about that now. Always remember, do your stretches. Been having shoulder problems over the past, I don't know, 6 months or so. Pretty sure it's this desk. So if anybody has any good recommendations for like an L-shaped kind of computer Cintiq desk, please help a brother out, because this thing's too damn high. I think we'll be able to get this inked. Still have a little time for Bloodborne. Oh, it's like popcorn in my back. One thing I'm super stoked about that I got at the con was this Behelit. A Behelit, actually, from Berserk. Really cool casting. Hopefully it focuses in decently enough. It's probably all blown out, I imagine, because I want to be all stylish with my video editing. Yeah. Still pretty creepy. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to start painting. Getting back into painting and doing, custom vinyl stuff as well. The buddy I met, Zach, he does practical effects work for like film and such, and he's been very gracious to help me out with any questions or lending me a hand, and that's beyond valuable info to have. Because it would be fun to start making like my own figures and making molds of them and selling those. I really like that DIY. I wouldn't say punk rock aspect, but kind of. And it would give me something that's a little bit of a break from drawing. Spend all day at work drawing, coming home and drawing almost in a similar position. It can sometimes feel, draining. So having just separate hobbies to mix it up, they're also creatively fulfilling and will add on to my skill set, I think is a good idea. It's never bad to learn new stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I would go a little bit further than that, I think. Let me show you some work this is kind of the work I would like to hit quality-wise. Would be work like this. Fiona Ng, I think you say that for the last name? Ng, maybe? Her work's phenomenal. And I'm pretty sure she does a lot of it all by herself. Yeah, and I would love to get into that kind of stuff. I think my characters are almost the same proportions. I could probably exaggerate them a little bit further. And they would work really well as little tiny vinyls that are not vinyls, or resin cast figures. No, I didn't make my own brushes. I kind of gathered them a little bit from everywhere. This one brush I use now is from this artist, George Bleetzitz. I can never pronounce his last name. I think I got pretty close. Yeah, he had this really nice grungy inky brush that has, a little bit of tooth and a little bit of dirt in it that I kind of like. It makes it look a little bit more imperfect. Other than that, let's see here. I use I use a lot of Friendin brushes too. Usually for doing the blue pencil stuff. And I really do like his nibs. They're really nice and clean. And I also have a bunch of Kyle Webster brushes, which are always fun to play with, just to kind of mix it up, give different textures, do studies or whatever. I need to go back and get more of his work. I feel like you could spend a year with each one of his brush packs just playing around and learning. It's an endless supply of amazing work. And then, yeah, I got some other brushes from my friend Mark Facey. You could try searching for him on Google, or if I can get his website up. Nope, that's... Mark, where's your website? Here we go. Yeah, I used to like smooth ones. I think it just got old. It just got old. These grungy ones, they really give it like a nice character. Yeah, that's it. Brush, what are you doing? Oh, got it on multiply. Probably from selecting another brush in the list. Oh, what did I do? I go around, start playing with brushes, now everything's tits up. Ah! This German music doesn't help the situation. Don't worry, we'll figure it out, right? It's not that big of a deal. What happens if I make a new layer? This is the brush I'm using, right? What the hell? Flow. I think that's it. My flow was all fucked up. Alright. Put the music back on. We'll just skip this song. Yeah, I'd be kind of curious to see your brushes, or to even do that kind of process. I keep all my brushes on my Dropbox, like always, so if I ever, have to reinstall Windows or wipe a hard drive, I 100% guarantee know that I can get it. It's like my brushes in a safe right next to my social security card, like I really value them. gotta clean that mess up then. Purge some of them. So you don't mess up and make that mistake. Also, hi to any other lurkers or people just hanging out in the stream. Thanks for hanging out. I just try to start doing these more and, just kind of talk about process, and art stuff. What about Inktober coming up? How about you do like a little zine for Inktober? Just like something that's like Xerox paper, some cardstock stapled, and that's it. Could be a cool little, project to have that wouldn't take much effort on your end, but you would have a project at the end that you would be proud of. Kind of help kickstart you to get to being creating again. Oh, cool, man. Yeah, those did really well at the con over the weekend. I was really impressed, or really pleased, not impressed. I'm kind of thinking of doing something similar to come out. I don't know. Come out sometime during existence, I suppose. Kind of thinking of doing like a D&D monster manual, and my friend Nate at work, really, really, really cool guy I play D&D with sometimes. Him and I would kind of collab on it, and he's a great DM, so he would, kind of write the, explanations. Like, it's almost like a D&D monster companion that DMs can use to play, add modifiers onto their games, right? If that's even a possible thing, I think it's something that would be doable. But it could be a really fun project that kind of incorporates a little bit of game design and concept art, because I really like both of those things quite a bit, and I've never really thought of a way to mash them together that would kind of be cool, I don't know. Does that sound like a decent idea? I've been having a bunch of ideas over this weekend, so I kind of need to distill them into a list of, great, good, and bad ideas. Oh, sweet, man. I want to start leaning heavier into doing stickers, too. Like, doing my own stickers and maybe even graphic tees kind of thing. Those were two other things during the con that did really, really well. Yeah. A lot of this is me thinking out loud. This is kind of how I process. It allows for my brain to kind of clarify and clarify my thoughts. I don't know if anyone else does that, like kind of talk out loud to almost organize it in your mind. Sometimes when I just sit there and tend to think, I tend to get strayed away and can't really stay focused on one topic. But if I talk about it out loud, it kind of gets me going. Mix up some music. Yeah, sure thing, Poet. Sure thing, Poet. Yeah, I'll talk about it. Let me get some different music on, and I could kind of talk about my process a little bit. Oh man, and then I just had Mark Facey's webpage opened up in my other tab. I gotta post it again. Just this work, man, amazing. Okay, let's see. What are we in the mood for? Oh. Where is it? I know what I want. There you are. Oops. Okay, so figure stuff. Let's see. If I can open up some of this. So generally, I like to work a lot with shapes. I kind of call it like, wait, am I going to have it here or is it going to be in the past? I have to go back further. I kind of call it shape building, where I basically block out the silhouette in the large forms first and just try to make it stand out on its own. I guess I'll just do it here. Ooh, there's a blue. Yeah, so even characters like this, I usually always kind of do big gestural shapes. Try to get rid of this gray, it's not holding it up. Here we go. So, I don't know if you can really see my hand when I make movements, but I tend to like put a lot of swing in my wrist and focus really on nice, good shapes to kind of build it out. I only worry about the interior details, not too much. The main focus is just to kind of get a clean silhouette. And keeping the proportions balanced, because the eye is constantly deciphering geometric shapes whenever it looks at, anything in life, right? That's why like a lot of compositions of, really famous paintings, like Renaissance paintings, for example, Renaissance period, they talk about all this kind of stuff, right? It has a lot of like proven fact geometric compositions that are pleasing to the eye, and that same kind of philosophy works with character design. So making sure a piece is balanced, that the character isn't too top heavy or bottom heavy, or isn't too busy or too simple. It's kind of like a give and take, and making sure you're kind of focusing on line economy and making sure it scenes. But developing your eye is one of the biggest parts of it, and just understanding what makes a piece of art look good. Not saying that like my art's great or whatever, but like I'm always analyzing other people's work and trying to take what I learn from them. Whether it's composition or character design, textures, whatever. And that's just how I learn, by developing my eye. There's two big skill sets in illustration, and it's your eye and how you see things and how you could break down why pieces of work are successful. And the other part is the skill, right? And being able to communicate between those two and bring them together. So even right here, just outlining this, you can already feel like it has a pretty bold shape without many details in, right? He looks very chunky even without the grin, and even just adding a nice bold grin, that kind of contrasts his plumpiness, It brings out the eye to kind of go right up to the top of the head where, I would want the viewer to direct its attention, Yeah, like anything else, it's a lot of practice. Thanks, Keith, for the host. It's a lot of practice, and it's a lot of passion. It's something I never stop doing. I have this extension that I use for Chrome, an ArtStation extension, right? Let's bring it on over here. And I use this at work and I use this at home. And whenever I pop open a new tab, right away it opens up a piece of work. Um, Come on. Are you not going to do it in this case? Come on. There it goes. So throughout my whole day, even when I'm at work, even when I'm at home, I'm always bombarded with work, new art. So it kind of always keeps my eye interested throughout the day and allows me to develop not only my eye, but also my regular technical skill sets as I'm just doing my day job work. So having like a system that kind of keeps you constantly inspired, whether it's, checking Instagram on the go and on the walk. Although I don't find that as good as this, it's a good thing to have because, like I cannot strive enough how important it is to develop an eye. That's one of the biggest weaknesses I see in some artists is that they don't analyze enough. They don't critically break down a piece of work objectively and try to understand why it works and why it doesn't work. It's just as necessary as all the drawing stuff. You could sit there and draw your ass off in one spot forever and you'll be good, but you won't be nearly as good as observing others' work and injecting it. Learning from others, And that's really what it is. You're just learning from others. Yeah, man, I need to get some new stuff up there too, buddy. I think I follow you on ArtStation, right, Keith? Do you want to link it just in case? In case anyone else wants to follow as well? Ah, thanks, Poet. Thank you. Oops, I had these on the same layer. So I don't think I'm going to flesh out much of the details tonight. Because I want to play a little bit of Bloodborne. I talked to so many people over the weekend that were Souls fans, and just talking a lot of Bloodborne, and it just got me so amped to get back into it, and really wanted to do a piece again, similar to my Souls piece for it. And this stuff too I like doing is just working in negative space right here, right? I gotta be careful not to make it too busy, right? I could go overboard. But just adding a little bit of more visual interest in areas that are a little too lacking, You could always add a little bit of extra three-dimensionality by doing that. And I'm like already knowing areas like I gotta fix right away by looking at it. Like I know that this area is inconsistent with this area down below, so I kind of have to go in and adjust that. And I might have to add more visual interest in these silhouette areas, or it might not. Maybe it'll work just fine without it. But I'm kind of like in my mind, I'm kind of keeping highlighted areas that are problems in my head. Always critically evaluating myself as I'm trying to make something. It's never perfect, but I'm always trying to get it to perfect or finished at least, you know. I've been watching Jake Parker a lot, and he gives a lot of great info on just the whole artist process and what it's like to be an artist. An artist that's going through struggles, you know, and how to kind of break past barriers. And he had this mantra of finished, not perfect. And I used to always have a problem of never finishing anything because I would always compare it to the previous piece, which, yeah, that's good. It's good to do, right? But if you do it to a self-destructive degree where you're just not outputting anything because you want everything to be some sort of epic 40 to 60 hour piece, right? It just becomes self-destructive at that point, you know? So that's when I really started kind of picking up my sketchbooks and getting loose and allowing for mistakes to happen and that it was okay. Because with some mistakes come, you know, the happy mistakes that, you know, you start picking up stuff that makes you go, oh, that's cool. It's never expected to do that. Let me, I'll grab some of my sketchbooks and kind of show you a little bit of the process. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Like, I was doing a short. Maybe I have it here so I could pull it up and show you. It was for Cartoon Network. Not Cartoon Network. It was for Boom Studios, Cartoon Network's Uncle Grandpa, right? And I had this whole, like, I'm going to make it the most perfect thing in the world thing, you know, just thought going through my head. And I ended up, you know, I wrote it a couple of times, of course, which is great. And then I, you know, laid it out, penciled it, went back, penciled it again, went back, inked it, went back, tried inking it again, wasn't happy with it. And by like the third or fourth time, I was just burnt out on it. I lost all the passion for it. I still want to finish it, but at this point, it just feels like more of a chore to finish it now. My enthusiasm for it was kind of diminished just by my my process not being what it should have been. I wasn't utilizing myself in the best possible way. Oh, fuck, where is it? Okay. Bring this over here a little bit. So, and I always like showing, like, not enough people kind of show their, share their, like, mistakes and their failures, you know? And you know, this, maybe I'll put this out sometime, maybe I'll wrap it up. I don't know. Oh man, what program am I using? Photo, come on, why, I can't use my mouse to scroll, what the fuck? Alright, I'll just open you in Photoshop, over. So yeah, the whole premise of this was basically, I know I'm getting off track here. I don't even know if I'll be able to get to Bloodborne tonight, shit. So the whole premise for this was that these characters, they're all trippy psychedelic kind of characters, right? And they end up eating some chicken fingers from this homeless dude. And they're the hottest chicken fingers that have ever existed, you know? So they start totally tripping out, you know? Just absolutely losing their shit. You know, it's going to have this whole scene of the eyes kind of dilating, almost like in an Edgar Wright type of editing fashion. Yeah, you know what? I should probably go back and finish this. This is a lot closer to done than I thought. So yeah, they end up tripping so hard they go into a fantasy world. And I kind of did like a montage here, like I took inspiration from Looper, which was really cool. They had this one sequence, there's no dialogue, where Bruce Willis's character goes through like 25 years in a series of like 5 minutes. And it was such an interesting way to watch them develop the character in that way. In a very quick montage way without saying anything. And just having a lot of show and not tell. You know, there was no exposition. You got everything you needed just from the visual communication. Which is something I like to do a lot. I like to take a lot of pointers from film. Film's like a huge passion of mine because there's a lot of very clever ways you could take the storytelling in film and inject it into comics. I mean, a lot of films start with storyboards and pre-production, right? So a lot of films start being comics anyway, so I like to relate it almost more to film than compared to comics I have on my shelf. I would never want to kind of do a similar sort of pacing that would be in most standard Marvel and DC comics. That it just kind of doesn't interest me. I like having that, or would like to have a unique story point of view, more similar to film. So anyways, that was just this little sequence. You know, they kind of just going through all these different sequences, climbing up a rock wall, traveling through blizzard and stuff, having a little volleyball relaxation time and stuff. And then finally they're trying to get some like Tums. That's like the whole thing to kind of get them back home, right? They need to get some antacids to, you know, stop the trip, right? So yeah, they end up having a little like skirmish thingy. They get the antacids and poof, they just, you know, appear back in reality, right? And they end up crashing his kid's party. Then he offers them chicken fingers, right? Which is like my passive way of getting Uncle Grandpa to be a drug dealer to children in a children's comic, you know? I always like when they do that kind of shit in the old school, you know, like Rocko's Modern Life and stuff. They would always have those adult jokes hidden in there. Ren and Stimpy would be an exaggeration because that was pretty bold, but kind of get the point. So yeah, that was just a little glimpse into a failed project that I might rekindle, I guess, because it's a lot further than I thought. I guess some time away from it kind of gave me a break, then come back to it with a little fresh eyes, you know. Ah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think that was doing the Pirates of Underwear kind of books, the children's books that I was doing for HarperCollins, which was like, that taught me how to get comics out and be relatively quick, but I wasn't as good of a storyteller then as I think I could be now. I just need to do it more. Comics are hard. They're hard as shit. They're so fucking hard. Okay. So, I'll show you some sketchbook stuff that kind of just helps me get loose. I know there's a lot of sharing going on, but I feel like, I don't know, not enough creatives I see on YouTube kind of go through the process of pulling out stuff and showing stuff and trying to really help illustrate what's going through their mind of developing their own style, you know? Yeah. So we've got Grablore here, and some of these other characters, right? And generally I was doing these kind of closer to Inktober a couple of years ago. You know, I would just kind of, hang out by my TV and smoke up, read some comics, and just chill out. This one's never got finished. I wasn't really happy with the silhouette. Even to the degree where I didn't want to finish it, some of these are roughs that never got finished either. If an idea kind of doesn't stick within the first little bit, I kind of move on and try something else. And, maybe come back to it a little bit later. And, yeah, a bunch of Inktober stuff, So, a lot of this just kind of taught me to be, a lot looser. And that it's okay to get, gunky and not have everything be perfect. But what I was trying to do with these was focus on composition and make sure each image was a little bit, this is hard to do, a little bit different from the previous, right? I wanted a contrast and also to play with texture, like this Man of Pus from Dark Souls 3 that I did was a lot of fun, just kind of playing around with a brush and exploring this texture, right? Working with negative space. And I wouldn't have done that otherwise, right? If it was digitally. That's the positive thing of having traditional stuff, is that you end up experimenting and finding cool stuff that could, be useful. Yeah, Toriyama stuff, that's... Like, I want to start making comics, and I have a big reference pile, and Dragon Ball is, like, right on top, along with One Piece, for their dynamic action, and the way they handle framing, like compositional framing for a panel. I'm sure you've seen Super Eye Wolf in his videos, where he kind of breaks down these animes in mangas and why they're successful. And he does a great job of highlighting it, like why you should pay attention to this, one specific manga, like Berserk or One Piece or whatever, for specific reasons, So it's almost like he's giving you a cheat at going like, hey, you want to know how to do really good character development? Here's a great example. And he lists all these other examples within it, like for One Piece, for example, right? This is a manga that's been going on for almost, over 100, not 100, 1,000 chapters now? Close enough. And it just keeps introducing characters over and over and over, but it's still super compelling. And there's something to kind of be learned from that process to try to understand, Oh no, I wasn't supposed to do that. Oh, did I go back too far? Oh, sometimes I Control Z into oblivion and blow away the previous page. Actually, I should be able to do that, inverse it, and just do a quick fill like that. Chapter 900, Jesus Christ. Yeah, absolutely. And that's stuff that, that was always going around, like, over the past couple of weeks or months, rather, about, like, artists breaking themselves over deadlines and such. That's a true thing I really believe in. I used to have a hard time of, like, seeing really prolific artists, right? And getting depressed that I couldn't, be like them. And not saying that, like, I can eventually, right? But everybody has different levels of, like, hunger and drive at points in their life. You kind of get what I mean? Like, you can see, like, that's why a big reason I respect directors and actors quite a bit is that they're always hungry and diversifying and mixing it up. Always staying hungry and humble is the way to do it. But not everybody has that same hunger or drive. Sometimes it takes longer to find. And that's okay. That's absolutely okay. It's one thing that you just kind of have to accept that, hey, maybe you're not hungry right now, and it's alright to be like that. Not forever, I would say, but just be aware of it, it could be unhealthy when you start getting the anxiousness of, seeing really successful people, and you want to be successful too, but you're not driven or motivated, or you're too depressed, Okay, I swear we're gonna get some Bloodborne in a bit. You guys are gonna help me make my character. I'm working on, like I was saying earlier, Bloodborne piece. It's gonna be similar to the Dark Souls one, like a big collage of the characters. And my goal is to have it done by Hamilton Comic Con, which is up here in Ontario, which is at the end of the month. It's a couple days after my birthday, actually, which I'm pretty stoked to be celebrating it with a big group of nerds. It's absolutely my jam. I love that kind of stuff so much. So much passion that you can see at those shows. Okay, and I'll just add this other line work in. So another big inspiration I have is Mike Mignola, and I think it's pretty evident. And I think he was one of my main influences. Sorry, when you have headphones on, sometimes it's hard to understand yourself because you're not hearing yourself as much talking, if you know what I mean. Anyways, he was always a huge influence for his shape construction. The way he composed panels and pages that were almost pure perfection. I mean, like the Hellboy in Hell stuff is just... I'm gonna take another break again. Sorry, like sharing art is one of my favorite things to do. I love, get really passionate about it. So this Hellboy in Hell book. This is like a 11 by 17 book, and they're all original scans of the pages, right? And it's just like absolute perfection. So much could be learned just from analyzing his work and what he uses and what he doesn't use to convey an image. He very much works very well keeping it simple, which is the hardest thing to do, I think, as an artist. Just phenomenal work. I do this all the time. Rolled under the Cintiq. Yeah, I agree, Keith. Storytelling wise, I very much lean towards manga. I think they're much stronger in character development and atmosphere, which that's my favorite part about comics. You know, the characters. I mean, the art too, right? Like even look at like One Punch Man or Mob Psycho. You know, the art in that isn't. It's not the best art in the world. The original, that is. But his characters are so damn strong, and his writing and ideas are so concise, like so confident. There's a lot to be learned from that kind of stuff. And then you see what happens when they take his premise, match it with an artist who is insanely talented, and then you get a show that's, you know, breaking new ground, I suppose, in a day and age where, I don't know, there's not a lot of great anime in my opinion. I still need to go back and read all the old Dragon Ball, though. I got the first volume, one of these Viz volumes. And I need to pick up all the rest. Although I might get them digitally because I'm running out of space. Yeah, Bakuman. I haven't read that. I've heard that's great. Oh, I'm getting carried away. How big is this? That's too big. $8,000 by 8,000 pixels. Fuck. Alright, let's just get some, I don't like that. what did I do? What happened? I'm having all these brush problems tonight. What's going on? I don't know. Man, I'm having a lot of weird Photoshop things happen tonight. So, plan for Bloodborne. I would say, as long as we get the character made tonight, it's a success. I'll try to squeeze in some time tomorrow to do an hour or so. And, yeah. It's probably going to start being a trade-off between doing a little bit of Bloodborne streams for art and also doing it for the game. So it might be like one day of playing it, and then I'll probably compile reference from it on my own and come back the next day and do drawing, you know, so it's like every other day kind of thing. I think it'd be kind of fun to like share that process, like having a piece start to finish, going along with the game that I'm playing too, you know? I think it could be kind of cool. Thanks for hanging out, by the way, guys. I really appreciate it. It's always nice to be able to ramble and have people here and listen to you, you know? It sounds super narcissistic. I don't know, I'm just really excited. I'm like so excited I gotta tell people and try to get them excited, you know? Where do I have good gold? Okay. I'm gonna stop it on this guy here for now. I think I got pretty far. I'll probably polish him up tomorrow night. It shouldn't take too long. Now I'm gonna switch over. Demon Souls is hard as shit, dude. I didn't get how it was a layer issue. It was the group. The group got set to pass through. Yeah, I wasn't seeing a layer above it, so it was confusing me. But it's because there was a layer adjustment to the group. All right. So let's see how this works. Come on. Just gotta turn my TV off. This PS4 remote play has to kick on the PS4 in my living room. Oh yeah, I would start with Dark Souls 100%. If Demon Souls is great. If you're like a really big Souls fan, I would definitely start with that one first. But it's hard as shit. It's the hardest one easily. But it's also like, man, like Demon Souls, Dark Souls, and Bloodborne are all right there at the top. Demon Souls does some amazing stuff. It's definitely worth playing. But Dark Souls definitely gets you more streamlined into the game. It's a lot tighter, I think, as an experience. So I would definitely start with that one first, in my opinion. And then maybe go back to Demon Souls later on. Unless you click with the game hard. It's hard because from my perspective, I started with Demon Souls, then I went to Bloodborne. I mean, not Bloodborne, Dark Souls, and then so on and so on. So I didn't really have that perspective of where to start now. Okay, let's see if this audio works. Okay. Is it too high, too low? Yeah, the roll tendency shit was fucked up. Wait, is that for Dark Souls? There's no world tendency in Dark Souls. I wonder. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that one's brutal. That was definitely a game I had to like start reading online about when I started and such. Okay, let me get my. Make sure I got fraps going too. Okay, F10, PNGs, okay, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna take like a little quick break, just walk up and stretch a little bit, then come back and we're gonna make a character. Oh, dude, I know, man. It's. Do you remember when it used to be like every 6 months you would get a game and it would be really good? Now it's one like every 6 weeks or less. October, there's 6 games coming out I want to play. And I'm just like, okay, that's me done until. Like, that's enough games to hold me over until like halfway through next year. It's disgusting, like, how many quality good games are coming out lately. Um, as much as people bitch about the current state of games, I think it's like the best it's ever been. It might not hit the pinnacle that we had with like SNES with Chrono Trigger and stuff like that, but it's definitely in the same vein right now. I feel there's a lot of unique shit coming out. Feels like we're in a big renaissance. Okay, I'll be right back. Enjoy this music. Yeah, I could see how like a lot of mainstream stuff's bad. I still think it's good, like Uncharted. Um, I would say that's like the equivalent of going to a movie and having like just a good adventure. Um, and then like the new Wolfenstein looks amazing. I can't wait for that. The new Evil Within I think is great. I love the first one. Um, Even Destiny 2, like I gave the beta a go on PC and it felt great. I really liked how it felt. And it could be like just a nice dumb game to kind of play to when I want to turn my brain off and just relax and not worry and get stressed out like this game's gonna do to me. I think there's just like a wider breadth of games. Okay. What's our character's name? Yeah, they're great, man. Them and Doom. Amazing. Like top tier. Um so are we gonna go male or female? What are we doing, Keith? Because I'm kind of tempted to go with. Come on. It's supposed to let me use my keyboard. Female, Grappler, done. I'm already like way into this now, but hmm. How many words we got? It's weird back and forth between keyboard and my PS4 controller. I got 4. Hmm. Oh, what's a good 4-letter word that I could use? I need a good adjective. Actually, I'm just going to go with. Nah, that's not good. Come on. It's got to be something a little bit better. Hmm. I'll just go with Grappler. Okay. What do you think? Old? Young? Foul? Alright. It's gonna be pretty burly. Ah! Kind of like that pale, pale pink flesh. Okay, size. Oh. Gums make me burp. Where's that jaw? Okay. Don't really need any of that. Oh, what color hair should you go for? A brown, a silver, charcoal. Okay. There we go. Kind of like a chestnut. if I'm feeling that red. Okay, now its chin is a little too bold. Actually, the chin could probably come out. No. It's the jaw. Okay, here's the last thing. I think I kind of like the hair that we had for her originally. I don't know, that's kind of cool. Alright, which one? Penis head or the fire? I kind of like the penis head one just because it looks like a badass librarian that's gonna just slam your shit. Yeah, I feel the penis head too. Okay. I think we're ready to go with Grablore. How's the quality of the stream and everything? Is it pretty good? Anything that needs to be adjusted? Just because this is my first go. I tried to do the best I can before going live. Gurman. How cool is this shit, huh? Okay.
You found yourself a hunter.
Alright, I boosted it a bit. So I am going to be summoning and stuff like that for this game. Just because I am streaming from my PS4 to my PC, and there is a little bit of latency, and in this game that's a death sentence almost, right? It's not too bad, but there's just enough. And because, like, the real purpose of this is to gather reference. Like right here. Is that take it? Make sure my settings are working correctly. Okay, they are. Great. It just doesn't play a sound, which is a bit weird. Okay, sound capture settings, blah, blah, blah. Include frame rate overlay on screenshots. Da 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 da. No, no, no. Okay. Well, easy enough. Yeah, I really like that orange. That orange and black. It's kind of giving me ideas what the color combinations could be like. See if I can do this. Nope. Oh. Ow. Ooh, up the butt. Nice. First time I've done that. It's not too bad. Sweet, got some blood vials. Use those. Yeah, can't go in that way. God, this game's already like making my heart rate. Heart rate escalate a bit. Ideal for almost 2 in the morning, right? Never gotten this far without dying before, so... Oh god, how am I gonna do this? Ow! No! Oh. I think this has to be my favorite hub in any of the games. Just phenomenal. It's still so gorgeous. Make sure the settings are all good. The messengers offer you a trick weapon. Choose one. Trick weapons are wielded with the right hand and employed in beast hunting. So what are we doing, guys? Keith, buddy, friend. What's Graveler's weapon gonna be? Or if anybody has any input. Literally, like, the first... Kane? Yeah. The messengers offer you a firearm. Choose one. Firearms are welded with the left hand and employed in beast hunting. And I'm definitely going to go with the pistol. Well... yeah. Easier to parry, quicker to parry. A notebook received from the messengers. Leave messages to the loyal servants to share them with hunters in your other worlds. Okay, it's all standard loot stuff. Yeah, look how surreal this is. Just absolutely love it. I would really love to see them transfer this game to 4K. To really get rid of the aliasing issues. Let's see if our buddies are here yet. I don't know if they are. Oh, yep. The stump appears linked to the nightmare, but there are no messengers. Okay. Well, let's kit up. I'm going to be going through the DLC for this game too, so you guys are going to see some pretty cool shit. The DLC is amazing. Oh. delay there. Yeah, for the most part, this streaming from my PS4 to my PC seems to be working pretty good. Every now and then there's a little tiny hiccup, but far better than I thought it would. It's been a while since I've played with this moveset. Yeah, okay. Oh man, look at her. Hey, what the fuck? I gotta take this hood off. Are you kidding me? Ah. Ugh. Whoa. I love the architecture. It's so damn good. Like, look at that. Look at that sun. Like, look at the way, like, the perfect colors picked, man. And just that nice blur of illumination. Just amazing stuff. The fuck was that? Yeah, it's sweet, huh? I need to see. I don't know if a higher end cable would help, like a better Ethernet cable, just in terms of like the bit rate or something like that. I need to look into that just to see if I can get the most out of it. You know, the lowest latency possible.
Oh, you must be a hunter, and not one from around here either. I'm Gilbert, a fellow outsider. You must have had a fine time of it. Yarnum has a special way of treating guests. Well, I don't think I could stand if I wanted to, but I'm willing to help if there's anything that can be done. This town is cursed. Whatever your reasons might be, you should plan a swift exit. Whatever can be gained from this place, it will do more harm than good. Pale blood, you say? Never heard of it. But if it's blood you're interested in, you should try the Healing Church. The church. Pale blood, but if it's blood you're interested, the church controls all knowledge on blood administration and all varieties of blood. Across the valley to the east of Yarnum lies the town of the Healing Church, known as the Cathedral Ward. And deep within Cathedral Ward is the old Grand Cathedral, the birthplace of the Healing Church's special blood, or so they say. Yarnumites don't share much with outsiders. Normally they wouldn't let you near the place, but the hunt is on tonight. This might be your chance.
It just might be, buddy.
Across the valley to the
Okay, yep. You're gonna loop? Yeah, I don't know if I have a Cat 5 or a Cat 6. And I don't know if the difference in bitrate between the two would be, or transfer speeds. If it would be warned enough to like go grab a new cable or not. should I try to take this fatty on? Nah. I'll get him later.
You that outsider?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Sorry, but I don't want anything to do with you. Trot along, will ya? You that outsider? Oh, sorry, but I don't want anything to do with you. Trot along, will ya?
What a badass. What a badass we got, guys. I'm excited. I don't know about you.
Lads, you've come on. You'd open their door on a night of a hunt. Away with you. Now.
Oh boy, there they come. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy guy. I earned that blood vial. You got a 6-port switch? Do you have everything into the modem? Okay. I have everything going from the modem. Because my modem has like 4 or 5 ports on the back, so I haven't used a switch. So I have everything just go from my modem right, you know, right out to wherever it needs to go. Oh, the buttons are messing me up. Playing Zelda, and just other games that have different key button bindings I'm not used to. God damn it, I did it again. Oh, here he comes. Nice. I really like the moveset of this cane. Oh, just the whip. Yeah. I'm trying to remember what I was doing. I think the DLC came out for Dark Souls 3, and I was playing it at the same time as Breath of the Wild, and that was like trying to draw with both hands at the same time. Okay, let's whip this shit out. There we go. It's a bit close. Come on, buddy. Yeah, get in here. Depth perception isn't the best right now. God damn it, I did it again. Okay, forgot that you can only do viscerals while in the unchanged form of the weapon. God, look at the spec on the ground, huh? Like, the ground just looks so damn good. Although I wish you can get rid of that chromatic aberration. That's a bit annoying. Come on, guys. Not too bad. I need to remember to be more aggressive. I think they're still dangerous, but they're not as dangerous as I'm pretending they are. That fucker up there is going to shoot me if I go any closer. Come on! Come on, buddy. Ow! Fuck, 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 fuck! Ah! Fuck you. Oh shit. So we're gonna kind of play this together. This game has some branching points, right? Points where, like in Dark Souls, you have the option of kind of going left or right, up or down, whatever, right? And I'm gonna let you guys make those decisions. I played through this game a few times already, but I know a lot of people who are gonna be watching this, who I'm doing the stream for, like Noodle, Mark, Chris, Waypay, they haven't played this game. So if they're ever on a point, or any of you guys that are on at a point I'm playing, feel free. I want the people who don't have this game to experience it, and hopefully get as excited about it as I did. Oh, these hoes are crazy in here. They're just in there getting trashed, huh? These things are so creepy. Got too greedy there. Made most of it back. Yeah, and that's totally understandable, right? This game's not for everyone. When they want to play a game, you know? Like, it is very intense, very... You have to be very aware. It's not a relaxing game. I love those statues. Oh, I remember this part being a pain. So I believe I could... Can I open up a shortcut here? Okay. I think I'm getting close to having one. Might be able to beat the Cleric Beast tonight. I do want to get back to the Nightmare and soul up before I do that, though. I don't want to be too risky. Look at these fucking statues, man. Look at that. So cool. Okay, whenever it's doggy time, you get the hell out, and then you deal with the dogs. Bad doggy. Crusty clown dogs. Look at all that curly green looking like hair. Nasty looking like... Ah! Oh! Get away, Krusty. Jeez. Sweaty palms. Love that sunset. Okay, so we're doing pretty good on bullets so far. And blood vials. Enough to where I think we could heal. Okay, back at that starting area. Oh shit. Fuck me. Oh, that could have been bad. Gotta remember this game. Don't take it for granted. Oh, no, 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 no. I thought there was a NPC right about here. Oh, fuck, 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 fuck. Yeah, I'm not gonna... I don't think I'm gonna beat this tonight. I'm starting to get really tired. Oh, I better save up my energy for tomorrow. Oh. Man, I thought there was a NPC up here. Could be in a different area. I might be confusing it. There's a lot of similar-ish spots around here. Okay, one more look back here. Or maybe they awaken, No. No, they should be there. Okay, so I gotta try to lure these guys out. So, we're gonna oil learn them, and then Molotov them. And try not to die. Wow! Nice. And fuck me. We'll get those souls back. Wait. No. Oh, I didn't get to the shortcut. Oh, shit. Okay. Let's see what we got in my inventory. Yeah, I'm getting too tired to pay attention. It's good. Means I'll fall asleep. Bayonetta 2 is so good though. I really want them to bring that to the Switch. I'd lose a tit over it. Alright, well this is gonna be the end of part 1 for this Bloodborne stream. I'm gonna try to catalog it and go through the whole game, you know, try to keep it up on YouTube just in case anybody wants to watch it in the future. I'm going to try to take this streaming stuff a little bit more seriously and hopefully make it fun for people and fun for myself as well. Yeah. Really enjoyed doing this tonight. Dude, I'm happy with either of those. After Bayonetta 2 is one of the best action games I've ever played in my life. It's phenomenal. Alright, well, thanks for stopping by, Keith, and whoever else is in the chat. And thanks, Poet, for stopping by as well, too. Hope you guys enjoyed this. And I'll probably stream again tomorrow, I think. I might get on a more set schedule in the future, but we'll see first. But yeah, I'm going to try to aim for tomorrow night. I kind of want to get this thing knocked out as quick as possible, so there's going to be a lot of streams soon. Alright guys, take care. Thanks for coming by. Sleep well. Have some good dreams. Have a good Tuesday. All that shit. Love y'all. Bye-bye.